You know how my invitation started? I was not the one they invited. They invited another man of God more influential than myself. Then he had a challenge, needed to attend to his dad. So the plan was I will only cover for that day. Then he will come the next day. When I went, the people saw me in the airport. They were full of despise. They showed up lackadaisically, and I said, what took you so long? No, the guy said, I'm coming now. Have your host ever talked to you with anger before? I said, oh boy, no honor from you. Then right inside the car where they were taking me from the airport to the hotel, they made a call to my hearing to book another smaller room. So I don't deserve the room that was reserved for the senior man. When I had small room, I said, oh boy, they don't see me finish. When I entered the room, there was stench of tobacco. Somebody just smoked inside the place. I said, this place is smelling. The guy said, please, somebody will come and put air freshener here. He didn't want to talk to me. They came to pick me by 5 p.m. They didn't call me. They just knocked on the door arrogantly. They say, it's time. I came out. Meanwhile, he has kept me in the wilderness for long. For a long time, I've been preaching to people. I've been preparing as though I'm talking to the world. Sometimes what we had was a plastic table that was the pulpit. We will come with our jotter, put on the plastic table, and be sharing with vigor as though we are speaking to the world. Some of you, one meeting is all God calculated into the plan for your change of season. One meeting, if only you prepared well. There are different meetings that are looking for a speaker. The moment they see you on your prepared day, if those 3 years that was given to you, if you have been using time well, it was ordained that there will be a day where they will give you 5 minutes and say, come and lead prayer. And in that 5 minutes, something will be unveiled that will become the foundation. First session that evening, I climbed up and I spoke for 15 minutes, and the atmosphere became tense. The power of God began to wrought wonders from different corners of the hall. You know, every time a man is despised, God's jealousy flows towards his direction. The Spirit of God took hold of my vocal cord. Then I began to speak in wisdom that is not my normal. I knew that utterance was supplied. Then the elders that sat at the front row, they wrote a note quickly and came to put on the pulpit. Sir, you can stay for extra 30 minutes. These are the people that said my meeting is 45 minutes. You know what? I did not add the 30 minutes. I came down like that. Then I'll say, you know what? Help us call Apostle. Let him not come for the next day. Since you have started, just finish it. The next year after that year, when they hosted that same conference, guess who they looked for? Let's assume you prayed faithfully the last season. The Holy Ghost quickened the burden of prayer, fasting, and a voracious study of the word. He just gave you a simple formula. He said, do this. There are seasons ahead of you. A superior version of you must have found expression because of how well you use time. There are manifestations you ought to have entered now. They are behind in time. If you don't use time well, you will continue to walk past opportunities and not recognize them. When we finished that first session, they were taking me to the hotel. I discovered that the direction we're going has changed. I didn't know that there was a lift in the hotel. We entered the lift and there is one floor somewhere that is quiet. So these are for the nobles. There are many people sitting here. You continue to underperform at every level. Even the certificate in your hand is not a true reflection of your capacity. You knew that if you gave more time to what you needed to do, you are better than this. This is how Satan wants you at every level. Continue to recycle mediocrity because you don't use time well. Chronos time is moving, no transformation. Physical age is accruing. That's all you have. But nothing becomes from you as a product of a proper use of time. You are 30 by chronological time. Then we carry the responsibility of by this time. You know there's such a thing called by this time. By this time, they put it on you. Then you start crumbling. It's a sign that you have not honored time. Something will happen in your life as a proof that time was wasted. Is this where you are supposed to be? The social media, as good as it is a distraction for many people. You will continue to go there and celebrate people, and you will never be celebrated because the time it takes for you to grow into what God has ordained you to be, you don't even have that time to commit to transformation. There are people that are victims of procrastination. You know what you are supposed to do. You will put it for tomorrow, put it for later until the time comes. You are always not prepared for anything. Never prepared. Don't pamper that thing this evening. It's a spirit. It's on an assignment to make sure you are never what God intends you to be for every season of manifestation. You will always appear unprepared. Always.